What do you do with Tony Ferguson, right? That question's going to be asked. And you're probably kicking that round just a little bit. And what you don't understand is how much power your answer to the question I just had is going to have. Your sense, your pulse, your responses, your social media is going to have a tremendous impact. Not only with the suits on the second floor of the UFC, it's going to have an impact with Tony. It's one thing that you guys miss. These big stars, these big fancy guys you see on TV, listen to you. All of it. They hear it all. And before you think, and before we begin to shovel in the last piles of dirt on the grave of Tony's career, we don't punish guys for taking risks. Tony Ferguson went up to 170 pounds. Tony Ferguson's last fight with Michael Chandler was at 155 pounds. That wasn't that long ago. I don't have the date in front of me, but Chandler, his opponent, by example, hasn't fought yet. Tony had an automatic suspension. It was the first time that he was ever knocked out. He took that suspension. He stayed out of the gym. He packed a bag. He made a tough decision. He went out to Albuquerque. He worked hard. He took risks. And yesterday, Friday, a question and a proposal was presented to him that was not in the plans, and he said yes. Now, when we look back, if I'm to use another example, right, if this is a court of law, I have to have something called precedent. I think you guys are going to be on my side with Tony in the first place. But if we need precedent, allow me to insert a recent example that was Prohaska versus Teixeira. Prohaska won fair and square. Nobody argues. But the judges turned their cards in. There was 30 seconds left on the clock. Glover did not need to beat his opponent. He just needed to beat the clock. So when that match is done and there's a new champion, and you want to talk about who's the rightful guy, we're not talking about stories. That's stuff that guys like me come and try to influence you with. You got to resist guys like me. You got to resist a guy talking about the story. You got to resist a guy talking about the drama. You got to really force yourself to show an integrity to the sport. And the top contender doesn't just default to who won the last fight and it was highest ranked. What that ranking is supposed to represent is skill-wise who is better than who. That's what it's supposed to represent. Oftentimes, guys like me win the day. We influence you with a level of story or some kind of a tough luck. He took it on short notice while his wife was in labor and he won. He deserves. How many times have we said that? He deserves. Shut up. We stopped believing that when we were 15 years old. We're well aware it doesn't work that way. And what we're supposed to do against the champions, when we talk about a number one contender, we talk about a number 5 guy, number 7, whoever's got that number next to them, it's supposed to mean they can beat the guy in front of them. And Glover Teixeira showed us without a shadow of a doubt how well he can do. He showed us without any argument how well he could do, specifically against Prohaska. Showed us that he was 30 seconds away skill-wise from beating what is now the champion of the world. There was never a question. It was Glover. Never. Not in terms of who would do the best, who would be the biggest challenge. That for sure was proven. But you had to wait 9 weeks for guys like me who come and tell you that's not what it's about. who come and try to reconvince you it's about deserve, who try to reconvince you that it's about stories. I think that it's a very relevant example by me because you can tell me Tony Ferguson's done? Let me guess. Tony Ferguson should never fight again. Dana White should go give Nate Diaz 20% of the company and get him back. We can't wait to watch Nate. Nate's great. Nate should be in there with Leon for a world championship. We were told this was a #1 contenders match. By the way, Tony, grab a t-shirt on your way out in great career. How can we do that after what we just saw? It was an extremely competitive fight. That's my only point. Tony's a 55-pounder who took a fight at 170. Tony was given a 30-day suspension. I don't know how long ago that fight was, but he didn't have a whole ton of time to train. He wanted to get back in there, get back on the horse, give you guys something, prove something to himself. Without the preparation for main event conditioning, he walked into a main event, and he was at a point of the fight that, per his contract yesterday, never would have existed. Tony Ferguson lost this fight at a minute and a second and a round and a time in place that contractually yesterday was impossible to happen. We don't punish guys for saying yes. We don't punish guys for stepping up. We don't say goodbye to guys that were in main events of pay-per-views. We don't act like a guy can't do anything anymore when he competed in every single bit of the contest and got caught in one position. We don't do that to anybody. Your opinion matters. Your responses matter. I hope that you fall on the side of Tony Ferguson.